Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Rabbi.
Good Tvach Shua Tov. We are learning Mishna Yevamos, Perek Ches, Chapter 8, Mishnah Aleph, Mishnah 1. Okay. Ha'arel, a Kohen who is uncircumcised, v'chala tameim, and any Kohanim who are tamei, lo yoichlu batruma, they may not eat truma. Okay. If you're tamei, if you're impure, you can't eat truma. Any type of impurity that you become in contact with. If you're considered tamei at any level, you may not eat truma. An arel, uncircumcised, here means that the Kohen didn't get a bris because there is a halacha that if there are two preceding brothers who had a bris and died because of the bris, then the halacha is the third brother does not get a bris. At the end of the day, although he's exempt from getting a bris, he is still uncircumcised. He's still an arel. Arel is the word for uncircumcised. And therefore, he can't eat truma. So these people, they may not eat truma. However, Neshayim Bavdehen, their wives or their slaves, Yechlu b'truma, they can eat truma. You know, just because a Kohen's tamei, he's still a Kohen. This Kohen who's an Arel, he's still a Kohen. He has his own personal disqualification, whether it be permanent or temporary. He has his own personal disqualification, but that has nothing to do with the people that he allows to eat truma. Those that are his kinyan kasba, those that are acquired by him, which includes his wife and his servants. They can still eat truma. Now, the next examples. B'tzuadaka chrush shavcha. Now, the b'tzuadaka shavcha, they describe it as this. And there's going to be more to talk about as we get on. However, the psuadaka is described as a person who has wounded testicles. That is a psuadaka, wounded testicles. Krushavcha means that his male organ is severed. Both these men are not allowed to marry Jewish women of proper lineage. They're not allowed to marry a regular Jewish woman. Okay, so let's say you have a Kohen who has, suffered these situations. Okay, Hein va'avdei and yoichlu, they and their servants may eat. Just because this has happened to him doesn't mean he's not a Kohen. Still a Kohen, and therefore he could eat, and he can allow, and he can give his servants to eat. Unesheyen lo yoichelu, but their wives may not eat. And their wives may not eat because, as we're going to see soon, if we are talking about that after he became a Petsuadaka, or if let's say at the end of the day, a Petsuadaka is not allowed to marry a Jewess, a woman of a proper lineage, means he can't cohabit with her. So let's say he was married to this woman, and then he had this injury. So he's not allowed to cohabit with her. That's the prohibition. He's not allowed to cohabit with her. If he does, then that makes her a halala. Any woman who cohabits in a forbidden manner gets the status of a halala. A halala means she's like desecrated, and she cannot eat truma. So the psuadaka krushavcha themselves, they can eat. Their servants, they can eat. Their wives can't eat. Not because of that, and they can't eat because if they cohabited with their husband after this kind of injury, it's forbidden to do. Forbidden cohabitation makes a woman a halala. But let's say after this happened to him, he was married to a woman, he had this injury, and then after that he did not cohabit with her. So he's married to her, but he didn't cohabit with her. Then the wives may eat. Because as long as there hasn't been any kind of cohabitation, she doesn't become a halala. So therefore, the mere fact that she's married to him is not going to invalidate her from truma. It's only if she actually cohabited with him, which was a forbidden act, that would make her halala, and that's when she couldn't eat. But without that, if they didn't cohabit after he suffered this injury, then she never became a halala. And not only does he and his servants eat truma, even she could eat truma also. Okay. Okay. All right. There is no distinction when it comes to the prohibition of speaking Lashon Hara, where the one telling it is a man or a woman. The Chofetz Chaim in his introduction here says that he's going to say things that are obvious. Some of the things he's going to say are obvious, like, why would you think there's a difference? But he just wants to go through every detail possible to make it clear to everyone, what the parameters of speaking Lashon Hara are. So it makes no difference whether the person speaking Lashon Hara is a man or a woman. Relative or not relative. If I'm a relative, I can speak Lashon Hara about him. It's my relative. I only mean their best, probably. So, but no, relative, not relative. After a gilasu kama pa'amish lo yakbid ha'ish shenem agnus alav alamasap mitzad ha'avas ha'korva shabinehem. Even though, again, getting to the relative, it's not uncommon for the person who the Lashon Hara was spoken about to forgive his relative. It's his relative. He lets it go. And also, it is typical when a relative speaks about one of his relatives. He's not looking to put him down, but rather he is being zealous for the truth. Because he feels it was wrong what he did, meaning he's not trying to put him down, but he's troubled by what his relative did, and he speaks about it because he's basically speaking out against the wrong that he feels was done. But if, let's say, at the end of the day, he made a mistake and he jumped the gun, he did not give the person the benefit of the doubt when he should have. And the truth is that he really wasn't guilty for what he did. This would not go out for being considered 100% Lashon Hara. The fact that you did it because you just meant you weren't trying to put him down, you were just troubled and you were speaking out against the wrong that was done. At the end of the day, he says, first of all, he didn't say first of all, but he says that if you could have judged him, given the benefit of the doubt, and you didn't, then you messed up on that, no matter what. I don't know why he says that, I don't know why he doesn't mention the fact that, even if, let's say, well, I guess it depends what he did, but there are times where you can know that a person did something wrong without a question. You still can't say it over. But basically he's saying that even though your intention was not to put the person down, you're not trying to gossip, nonetheless, if you are speaking about a wrong that he did and you've judged him too quickly, even though that wasn't your intention to put him down, it is still considered Lashon Hara 100%. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
My wife's